Hey there, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I am so excited that you're here with me. We're going to be talking today about messages from your guides. I just kind of felt like this reading was really needed. So if you feel like you're lost or you don't know what's next, you don't really know where to go next, this reading is definitely going to be for you. We've got 4 piles here. This is going to be pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Go ahead and choose intuitively which pile you want to listen to. If you're choosing with your intuition, then the message that you need will jump out at you. And of course, as always, we're going to do our identifiers at the beginning. Timestamps and decks are going to be listed below in the description box, so you can go use those to jump to the part of the reading that you want to hear for each pile. All right, you guys, I'm excited to get into this, and I will see you in just a second. See you soon. Hey there, pile 1. If you chose the Lightseers Tarot, then this is going to be your reading. We're actually going to get into the tarot a little bit later. First, we are going to, of course, pick out our identifiers, and then we're going to do some pre-pulled oracles, and I will live shuffle the tarot for you in just a little bit. So let's go ahead and put that over to the side, and let's get our identifiers out. If you really identified and resonated with the Lightseers Tarot, if you know what that deck looks like and you just really like it, then maybe this already is enough confirmation for you. But if you want additional confirmation, then I'm going to do that with the slips in this bowl. So how this works is that at least one of the things that comes out should resonate with you. It could have shown up in your life recently, even if it was just in passing. It could be significant to you somehow or something like that. So Spirit, who's in pile 1? My people who chose the Lightseers Tarot. Who are my pile 1 people? We're getting messages from their guides. Who are my pile 1 people? While I'm doing this, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to my channel so we can be more connected. Anybody else in pile 1, Spirit? Okay, I think that's it. All right, let's go ahead and put that to the side. Let's see, what do we have here? We have Silicon Valley HBO. That is a TV show. It's also like a region in California where all of the big tech companies are in the Bay Area. Sufjan Stevens, that is a musical artist, musician. No Frauds by Nicki Minaj, Drake, and Lil Wayne. That's a song. Boys in the Hood. That's a movie. Portions for Foxes by Rilo Kiley. That's a song. Rilo Kiley is like an alt-rock band. Barney Stinson, he's a character on How I Met Your Mother, played by Neil Patrick Harris. Lil Sebastian, that is a mini horse from Parks and Recreation, the TV show, Pawnee, Indiana. The Climb by Miley Cyrus, that is a song that was from the Hannah Montana movie. It's the Climb. Energy by Drake, that's a song. All right, what else is here? All About Love by Bell Hooks, that is a book. This is Doug, the TV show. That's like a vintage Nickelodeon TV show. All right, we have piano. So maybe you play the piano. Maybe there's like a piano in your house. Maybe you recently heard somebody playing the piano live. Company by Drake featuring Travis Scott. So we've got 3 Drake songs in here actually. So you might be like a big fan of Drake. We have No Frauds, Company, and Energy. Yellow Jackets, that's a TV show. I want to say it's on Showtime. It's about a girls' soccer team. It's good. Trained cannibals, interesting. Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden. That's a song. The Game, that's a TV show. And then I also wrote Jason on here. Jason Pitts is one of like the main characters from that show. So you might know somebody named Jason. The name Jason could just be significant to you somehow, or it could be this actual show, The Game. It's about football players. Hyphy by Federation. So that's more Bay Area energy. Hyphy music is like very Bay Area. That's where it comes from. The number 1, all right, so that could be the month of January. It could be like a date of the 1st. It could be like your birthday might be on the 1st. You might be an only child. You could live on the 1st floor. You could live on 1st Street or something like that, 1st Avenue, something like that. Grand Crew. Okay, that's a TV show about a friend group who hangs out in a wine bar in LA. It's silly, it's funny. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, that could be in your big 4. That would be your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign. I wanted to say if you're dealing with somebody, like if you have a partner or a crush or something, it could be their sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign. I don't know if this reading is going to be about anybody else. It's a message to you from your guides. So I don't know. Mike's Mike, that is a YouTube channel. So maybe you're familiar with his YouTube channel. I love that guy. He does a lot of different stuff, but most recently he's been doing like reviews of shows or like show recaps and stuff. Plug for Mike's Mike. We love Mike's Mike. All right. So if any of these things are resonant with you, if they're significant to you in any way, if they've shown up in your life recently, then that could mean that this is your pile. If not, this could still be your pile, so you can go ahead and continue to watch if you like to, or if you want to choose another pile, you're more than welcome to go ahead and do that as well too. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into the reading. All right, pile 1. So we are going to do this oracle reading first, and then we're going to get into the tarot. I'm just going to lay out all the oracle cards. I don't know if I'm going to do it one by one yet, or if I'm going to lay them all out first and then read. But we've got this from the Crystal Mandala Oracle, which says Revelation, Angel Amethyl and Blue Obsidian, Crystal Angels 444. Interesting. Okay, that's beautiful. I really like those cards. So I feel like your guides here definitely want to reveal something to you through this reading. So I would expect that, considering it is a message from your guides reading. I don't understand why they're being so on the nose, but I guess we'll figure it out. And there is like a guidebook that goes along with this, so if I feel like I need to read it, then I will. So let's see. What do we have? Okay, let's go ahead and read it now. All right, pile 1. So this card here, Revelation, is talking about how sometimes when you don't know something, it's actually for your highest good. When you have been trying to maybe figure something out, or you've been trying to get some information, or something has been hidden from you, whether that is like cosmic information or everyday information, then it can actually be beneficial for you to not to know about it. So this says, we bring you the gift of revelation. There are times when not knowing is helpful. During such times, you develop unconditional trust in the universe. That trust will then support you in living your life according to your personal truths. You need a lot of trust in yourself and in life to live with such courage. Not knowing the bigger picture can help you stay focused on what you need to do right now. Rather than getting so excited about the future, you become distracted from the work that needs to be accomplished in the present moment, unwittingly slowing down your progress or delaying the very future you want to draw closer to you. However, there are other times when it is more helpful to know, to understand, to see. A particular truth will help you gain perspective, let go of the past, heal a wound, and feel safer, feel more loved, more empowered, and ready for the next step on your life journey. This is one of those times. We bring you the helpful gift of revelation now because you are ready to know a deeper truth. So this also comes with a meditation, and I want to read you guys the meditation. But essentially, there's this message here about you might think that you're always ready to know what's going on, and that's just not necessarily true. And you might not be able to see the divine purpose behind what is happening to you, and so you have to just kind of like let go, and you have to trust your guides, trust the universe, okay? So let's see what the meditation is that goes along with this. I call upon the crystal angel of blue obsidian and angel Amatiel, who love me unconditionally. Thank you for the divine healing gift of revelation. I trust and receive the truth revealed now. I accept insight into my own destiny, into what I am releasing, into what I am opening up to, and any insight I need to know about situations in my life which will serve my growth at this time. May these revelations be delivered with grace, mercy, and compassion. I am strong enough to see and know the truth and feel unconditionally loved by the universe. Through my own free will, so be it. All right, there is like a little bit of Reiki involved in here, so if you want, I'm going to go ahead and save the Reiki towards the end, and you can incorporate that into your aura later. Everybody may not want that, but if you do, it will be there for you. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that for the end. All right, let's see what the rest of this says. So from the Ask Your Guides Oracle, we've got exhaustion. Interesting. And we also have leadership. Okay, so this is already speaking to me because the idea of like knowing what's next is essentially what a leader does. And if they don't know what's next, they still have the responsibility of leading everybody, right? They still have to put everyone who is following them in the best positions possible. Sorry, I'm about to readjust this camera, you guys. All right, sorry for that, you guys. I just really needed to readjust the camera, and I actually think that that goes along pretty well with this message here, is like, you may not always know exactly what's coming up, and so sometimes you have to readjust. And readjusting your mindset to think about, maybe I'm not supposed to know right now, maybe I need to just wait for things to be revealed to me, can be a very difficult mindset for especially somebody who is a leader to make. Whether you are a leader in the formal sense, or if it's just in maybe something more of your personal life, you are the type of person who I feel like will burn yourself out trying to help other people. Okay? This card here is very much about like, you need to rest and chill, and you've done all that you can do, and your guides are here to come and help you. And if you don't know what all these next steps look like look at both of these cards. It's like steps going up here and then like steps on a ladder here, right? So this is all about like the next steps. This may even be the next step in your life that you're not sure about. Sorry, you guys, my dog eats so loud. He eats so loud. If you are not sure about the next steps in your life, like sometimes you just need to take a rest and you need to find some peace. And this also may be for in your best interest to not exactly know what's coming next. So take a beat. All right, I wanted to get these two cards from the Archetypes deck to kind of frame the reading for us, give us a lens to look through. So what is this reading really going to be about, Spirit? The Shaman. Ooh, interesting. Okay, what else? The Lover. Ooh, okay. So this is giving like very seductive and mystical energy. And one of the messages that I actually did get while I was reading from the book on this, they were talking about trying to know the future and how that can sometimes be like a waste of time, okay? You may be watching too many readings. You might be watching too many readings, getting too many readings. It can be very beneficial sometimes to come in, get a reading, get confirmation, get information that you didn't have before, but sometimes you could be using your time to do something else. If there's something else that you need to be doing in order to move your life forward or in order to find peace or whatever, then go ahead and go do that. Even if that means that you click off of this reading and you go find something else to do. That is one message that I got from here. But I'm also just getting about how seductive it is to want to know the future, to want to know how to maybe heal everything and heal everybody and help everyone. And how that kind of energy of being that like go-to person, maybe people come to you for advice a lot, and being that go-to person, it can make you really feel like really, really powerful. Okay. And not that that is bad. That's not bad. It's more just that you don't want to get lost in space with this energy. Okay. I think you definitely have a lot to offer with all of these cards here, but you do need to learn how to slow down and to accept that you cannot always predict what's going to happen next. Okay. So, and it may not even, like I said, be beneficial for you to do so. This card, I don't even really know why this deck wanted to be part of this reading. So like when I plan my readings out, I just plan like which decks I'm going to use. So for example, like I'll show you guys from today, like I showed like, here's the decks that I'm going to use and here's like the sequence that I'm going to do them in, right? So this deck for some reason really, really wanted to be a part of this reading. It's called the Everyday Oracle. I genuinely rarely use it. I do not know why it wanted to be part of this reading so bad, but I'm excited and looking forward to the insight that it's going to bring. And I think that I wanted to mention that to you guys because it goes along with the theme of this reading of like not knowing why this deck wanted to be included may actually be more beneficial to the reading than I am as the reader am recognizing, right? So there can be benefits in not knowing certain things and let your guides kind of like reveal things to you. So this one says Disperato per Helosia. Oh, shoot. Okay. And it's interesting I said, oh, shoot, because this guy, you can see what's in his hand right here, right? So not to make light of that situation by any means, but this is like, to me, despair due to jealousy. I'm pretty sure that that's what that means. Let me go and double check. I don't speak Italian and this deck is written in Italian. So let me go and double check that that's what this is. Yeah. So this is like the Eight of Spades card, which would be also Eight of Swords in the tarot. And this says distraught by jealousy. Says excessive attachments, doubts, and suspicion. Okay. So I think that if the jealousy part resonates for you, then it may come out later on in the tarot. I'm not seeing that quite yet in this oracle aspect, but the idea of like being distraught, the doubts, that kind of thing, there may be something that is kind of causing you to doubt yourself. And especially if you are trying to figure out like the next step in your life or whatever, you might be doubting yourself, doubting your abilities. You might be comparing yourself even to other people. And if you're doing that, I encourage you to stop. Comparison is a thief of joy. But if you have had like self-harming thoughts or negative thoughts, you know, I cannot say everybody has had them, but I definitely know how that feels. And I want to encourage you to get some help. I want to encourage you to talk to somebody, and I want to let you know that you do have something worthwhile to contribute to this world. And I did already say that like other people probably do look up to you. Sometimes that can be like a lot of pressure actually when other people look up to you or other people have like expectations of you and you don't really know like what to do about that or where to go next or whatever. I'm thinking again, if you saw my last reading that I did, it was, what was that reading about? Hold on, let me look. It was the next 30 days, I think. I think it was in that one. It was either in the next 30 days or how are you evolving. But I talked about The Walking Dead, and I talked about, I'm thinking specifically about like Rick and how he is like the leader of the group in The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is a TV show about a zombie apocalypse. And, you know, there's so much pressure on somebody who's like that because they're trying to keep everybody alive. They're trying to survive. And there's also like this really devastating knowledge that he has that like everybody who dies is going to eventually turn into a zombie. right? So it's almost like, what's the point? And if you're feeling like that, like, what's the point of this? What's the point of any of this? Then I just encourage you to find like something, even just one thing that makes you happy, and just spend more time doing that. It doesn't have to make you money. It doesn't have to be productive. It doesn't have to do or be any of those things. But I encourage you to take some time to make space for the things that you like to do, that you love to do, and to spend time with the people you love and the people who love you. All right, we've got this card here from the Yogic Path Oracle, and I am going to keep it in the reverse. This says Bhakti. Let's go ahead and read that card. I like how these cards have like similar colorings here, and this one too, actually. This one and this one have like very similar colorings, so like a pink, orange, reddish, rusty kind of color could be interesting. And then this one, of course, has like this pink border around it, and then all that blue in there. But the pink border feels very similar to the Bhakti card. So let's read from the Yogic Path Oracle book to see what this card has to say. All right, Bhakti says, when you lose touch with the divine, life becomes meaningless. Damn, okay, what were we literally just talking about? See, that's why this oracle wanted to be a part of this reading. What were we just talking about? Like how life can feel meaningless, like there's no point. Oh my God. Oh, I'm so good, you guys. Okay. Our days lose color and words feel tasteless without this connection to the source. How can you deepen your connection to divinity? Read the stories of the gods and goddesses and choose one whose medicine you need. Offer a meditation, mantra, or prayer for this deity. So that's like what we did in the beginning when we had this revelation card. I read like a little prayer from the book that goes here. I don't know if I would call it a prayer, but it was definitely like a meditation type of thing. And we are going to do the Reiki later. I'm not really like a Reiki practitioner, but these cards are very, very strong. And so if you just like accept the message of the card, then I think the Reiki will probably work. Read the stories of the gods and goddesses and choose one whose medicine you need. Offer a meditation, mantra, or prayer for this deity. Just this single act of devotion can shift your entire vibration and reconnect you to the source. Know that the whole of the universe is divine. And that last piece also makes me think of like everything happens for a reason, right? Like know that the whole of the universe is divine. So even the things that seem like they're bad, everything happens for a reason. And sometimes I think that is really hard to accept, especially if you have had like a lot of bad things happen to you, or you feel like you're living in a situation that is like really hard to manage, hard to deal with, hard to get out of. And also if you have like other people who are trying to manage that with you, or just live through it with you, whatever it is that the case may be. But there's something out there that you love, whether it is singing or video games, or just taking a walk in the park, doing cartwheels, coloring, whistling. It literally could be anything. Astrophysics, like it could be anything, right? And there's something out there that you love. It could even just be like a TV show or traveling. I don't know. It can be a lot of different things. We're going to read from this card here. This is from the We're Not Really Strangers game, and I chose level 2 connection since this is supposed to be like a connection with your guides. And this is what they have to say. Describe your perfect day. Describe your perfect day. So that goes along with what I was just saying, like find something that you love to do and just go ahead and do it. So I definitely encourage you to like take a moment to either pause the video and describe your perfect day, or like do some journaling later and describe your perfect day and just think about it. And you can come back to this prompt many times throughout the month, throughout the week, throughout the year, because I've done this prompt before myself, and I know that what my perfect day looked like, 2 years ago is going to look very different from what it looks like now, right? So yeah, describe your perfect day. I love that. And then what is this one? This is from the Les Vampires. I don't know how to say it. Les Vampires. I know that's not it. I know it's supposed to be like French. Les Vampires. Sure, why not? Oracle deck by Lucy Cavendish. And we have immortal, the consuming family pressure of peers. Ugh, yes, okay. This is like with that leadership card that I was talking about. Like there's definitely something going on with your family, your friend group, whatever group it is that you belong to and that you're a part of, where they see you as being somebody that they can like look up to, or they're trying to pressure you into doing something, living a certain way, living a certain lifestyle, something like that. And I kind of just feel like you at this point have maybe done all you can do right now about whatever situation that you're in, whether that situation is big or small. I do kind of feel like maybe the situation is a little bit on the bigger side, or it's been like evolving. And we do have like these 3 butterflies here in this card. They're getting like bigger and bigger and bigger here. So it might be that this has been evolving, or it might have been like that it's been happening as you've grown. This makes me think of like maybe this was little you, and then this is like medium or middle you, and this is big you now, or whatever, right? And so it could have been happening as you were growing. And sometimes you just have to let go and let God, okay? And if people are coming to you for advice, then you might not be able to advise them. It might not be in your best interest to advise them at this time. It may also be that you just need to put some distance or put some space in between you guys. You might need to say like, you know what, I'm gonna need some time. Give me a couple days and I'll get back to you. Or give me a couple days and then we can talk about this then. You don't even necessarily need to provide them with an answer. You know, give me a couple days. If it's still an issue, we can talk about it then. And, you know, maybe I can help and maybe I can't. Okay? You might even give them the same advice that this reading is giving you. Of, you know, just go ahead and rest and like let your guides take care of it. Okay? I'm gonna go ahead and get the tarot out. These cards are small, the tarot cards. They're like a pocket deck. So I think that they should actually all be able to fit on the screen with the rest of these cards here. So let me just make sure everything's like arranged with enough space. And yeah, okay. Interesting. Spirit, what is the message from the guides from pile 1? I also want to notice some of the numbers here. Ooh, we have 2 6s. 6, 6. Okay, so 6 on the vampire card and 6 here. And then we've got the number 8 here. And then this is 20 and this is 51. Okay, interesting. Oh, and this is 26. No, that's 16, my bad. This is 16. And then this one is, oh my God, that's 17. 16 and 17. Oh wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Normally, I mean, I shuffled that deck real good. So it's wild that they came out together. All right, Spirit. We're looking for a message from pile 1's guides. Message from pile 1's guides. What does pile 1's guides want them to know? What does pile 1's guides want them to know? There we go. All right. We're going to put that one first. 5 of Wands. This is like a lot of things requiring your attention. And Knight of Pentacles in reverse is about not putting in the work, okay? Which I think also could go with like this exhaustion, this rest. When Knight of Pentacles is in reverse, it makes me think that like even your horse is tired. Your horse doesn't want to go anymore. 5 of Wands is also about like, it's about competition. It's about trying to build something. It's about many different interests or parties, like interested parties trying to vie for your attention. So it could be that you just like have a lot on your plate right now. You might have a lot of like, if you are like a formal leader in some way, like you lead a business or like even a classroom, or you formally, like it's your job to lead people. It could be that there's like a lot of like deals going on right now that you're supposed to be paying attention to, and they might be kind of causing you some despair. Spirit, what is the message from their guides for pile 1? All right, we got this one right here. 10 of Pentacles. Oh, interesting. And this is about legacy. This is about spending time with family. This is about leaving things behind so that people behind you can prosper, okay? That card just came out, but then it flipped back, so I'm not going to take it. Spirit, what is the message from pile 1's guides? The message from pile 1's guides. There we go. the Chariot in reverse. So we have the Chariot in reverse and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Both of these, all three of these horses here, 1, 2, 3, they're all stopped. They're all like, no, we're not trying to move forward. If there is some sort of a deal happening, then this may be an indication that moving forward with the deal is not necessarily the best idea. It could also be an indication that, I like to say, like, when the Chariot comes out in reverse, like, you're not equally yoked with whoever or whatever is trying to come into your life, or whatever is trying to like rein you in or tie you down, okay? And if you're not equally yoked with somebody or something, then that person is either going to slow you down or they're going to drag you along in the wrong direction, okay? So that message could resonate for somebody. We just got all these cards here, so I'm going to put this here. We got the Sun in reverse. Okay, never mind, I'll put it here. The Sun in reverse, which does make me think that this is like temporary. Whatever's come to a stop is temporary, or this like period of like really heavy activity with the Five of Wands here is temporary. Okay, King of Wands in reverse. Ooh, that's giving like kind of like tyrannical vibes, but not super hefty. It's more of not having your shit together. Normally you do, but not having it together all the way right now. We got the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, I think I can fit that one right there. That is the self-care queen, okay? Queen of Pentacles, she has everything she needs. She has food, she has money, she has the shelter of her choice, okay? She has everything that she needs. And I think that you need to, at this time, put yourself first a little bit. Make sure that you have everything that you need so that you can be a good leader, okay? This could also be talking about checking on your money and making sure all of your money is in its proper place, okay? What is this? Seven of Wands in reverse. This is about not being... So, okay. I was going to say it's about not being so defensive, but at the same time, it's like this girl here is like in her own bubble, okay? I'm going to turn this card upright. She's in her own bubble, and that also actually almost makes me think of like a crystal ball, the way that the bubble is. It makes me think of kind of like a crystal ball. And so we're going back to that message that we had in the beginning of like, don't try and see the future, because at this time it may not be beneficial for you to do that, but this is also making me think about protecting yourself from outside influences, and you might not be doing a very good job of that right now. So if there are outside influences who are trying to like change your mind or sway your mind about something, then you need to tune them out. It's like she has this bubble of protection around her right now, and nobody's gonna pop her bubble because she's so deeply meditating that like nobody's gonna come and bother her. So I think you need to try and embody this energy. Okay? You might need to do a meditation, which was also suggested earlier with this card here. So, oh, and if you look, oh my goodness, actually, we have some similar imagery here too. Not only similar colors, but like this big circle, right? This big circle in both of these cards. So I'm inclined to think meditation is going to be really helpful for you. And there's actually a circle in this card too, a big circle in this card right here as well. All right, let's see. This one too. Here we go. All right, what's next? We've got the Judgment card in reverse. So if you think people are judging you for taking time for yourself, they might be, but you're not going to pay them any mind. Like, that literally has nothing to do with you. What they think has nothing to do with you. It's none of your business. Your business is centering yourself. And you don't need to be defensive about doing that. You don't need to be defensive about taking that action. The Queen of Pentacles is very much like, it is what it is. And everything is abundant. So I'm gonna get mine and you can get yours too. And I think that if you take that attitude, then when people try and come in and judge you and pop your bubble, it's going to be very difficult for them to do so. And so you might have like pressure from your family or pressure from your peers to try and pop this bubble that you're in or that you should be in because of the exhaustion. And you have to just like let that go. This being from a vampire deck, I feel like is really fitting because it's just like, it's like this draining energy. There's like this energy of somebody trying to drain you. And I think that that's where this despair is coming from. Sorry about that, pile one. My camera overheated, and I kind of feel like that goes along with this exhaustion piece. Like, there's just so much going on and so much that you have to take in and that you have to be aware of, so much activity happening that you might be in like your own stage of overheating yourself, right? I put that in quotation marks. So yeah, I was saying that this is a temporary circumstance. Everything in life is temporary. It might be that this circumstance is a little bit shorter and like the stage or whatever it is comes to a close kind of soon. However, what's important here is that you learn something from this, okay? You must learn something from this. With the Hanged Man being here in reverse, that is like having reached a certain stage of enlightenment about life, about your situation, about whatever is going on around you. And so then you can finally move forward. But it is about taking a break to understand things, to change your perspective on things. And so once you have taken that break to try and figure things out, you've done your meditation and you've reached this new stage of having a new perspective on the situation, that is when things are going to start moving again, okay? I'm noticing that this little guy here on the leadership card does have like a little lamp with him, like he's like lighting the way, right? So light and enlightenment, I feel, are very important here. Even on this card here with the exhaustion, like they're bringing him like a little star, or bringing the person a little star. So I just want you guys to not only take a break, but like really think about like, what am I supposed to learn from this? And I think that the Queen of Pentacles here is a big part of what it is that you're supposed to be learning from this situation. So I would really encourage you to go to my TikTok channel and look at that Queen of Pentacles card analysis on there, because it may have some important information for you. And while you're there, go ahead and follow me too. Shameless plug. Anyway, all right, so during the time that you are taking off, whether that's like formally taking off from like your job, or you're just like, if you are the leader of your house and everybody's usually bothering you about stuff, if you're taking some time to yourself, then during that time when you're taking time to yourself, you should be doing what you want to do, what you want to do, not what needs to be done, not what anybody else says needs to be done, what you want to do. And the reason why I say that is because describe your perfect day is here, okay? So during this time, you luxuriate in exactly what you want to do. And it doesn't have to be luxurious. Maybe what you want to do is to sit on your porch swing and just watch life go by. Maybe you want to go to the park and swing on a swing like when you were a little child. Now I'm thinking about Swing Swing by All American Rejects. Maybe you just want to listen to like your favorite song for hours on end, on repeat in your headphones, or even out loud, and you don't want anybody to say shit to you about it because it's your time and it's your boombox, it's your iPad, it's your headphones, your AirPods, your phone, whatever it is, your space. I really feel like you need to take a little bit of time to just do exactly what you would want to do on your perfect day. And I'm going to encourage you to describe your perfect day as if it's like local. Because I know for some people, they'd be like, my perfect day would be waking up in Guam and going to the beach and spending my life on an island. Okay, yes, that's wonderful and that's beautiful. But if you could have a perfect day in your life as it is now, wherever you live now, describe it. And I want you to spend some time doing, if not all of the things on that list, at least some of them. Okay? And it is going to give you that sense that like life is worth living. You can have the things that you want. You don't have to succumb to the pressure that other people have for you. And I do also want to encourage you to try meditation. There are lots of guided meditations on YouTube, on apps, all over the internet. They're everywhere. So go ahead and try one. But your guides are definitely asking you to like slow down. They're asking you to rest. They're asking you to take a step back from being everybody's beloved leader for just a little while, okay? Because you need it. And I think that this is going to help you to come back stronger. All right, with the shaman and the lover being here, it makes me feel like if you are in a relationship, your partner may have a lot of expectations of you as to how you lead the relationship or how you try and like even healing them. They may ask you to heal them a lot. And if that's the case, like that's not really your responsibility. If your partner needs to go and get a therapist, then they can go ahead and do that. Okay. I know we all want to like help the people that we love, and there's nothing wrong with helping the people that we love, but sometimes people need professional help. And if you're not a professional, and even if you are a professional, if they're not paying you, they're not your client, okay? So you can let them go find somebody who can actually help them professionally and who doesn't have like a vested interest in the matter, right? I think that's one of the best things about therapists is that they are an objective third-party observer. I just watched She's the Man last night, and there's a couple points when Amanda Bynes says, like, as a completely objective third party with absolutely no personal interest in the matter, right? And then she like gives advice to people, and I feel like that is what the people in your life need. And I think that you maybe have too much vested interest in the matter in order to be able to give them the advice that they need right now. And so until you change your perspective and take some time for you to kind of like remove yourself a little bit, then you're not really going to be as good for them as they might think that you are, even if they're pressuring you to like give them an answer or whatever. If this is a business situation, then I think it's kind of similar. You might have so much invested, whether that's like literally with money or like emotionally invested, that you might not be able to see the best next move yet. And so you need to take a little bit of time to remove yourself before all this action happens, okay? This card scares me a little bit because, and along with this one too, I don't want there to be so much pressure on you that you feel like you have no way out, okay? Or that you have to take drastic actions to get out of whatever the situation is. So I want you, and I think your guides want you too, to make sure you take this time for yourself, okay? You may even want to do a little bit of like healing or loving. I'm also thinking now about Sexual Healing by Marvin Gaye. You may want to take that approach too if you have somebody to do that with safely, right? And consensually, of course, always. So yeah, what else is there? Ooh, you know what's interesting? Okay, so Yellow Jackets came out, and that was one of our slips that came out. And in that show, there's a lot of really similar imagery on the show in terms of like antlers. This here, this lady, it's like these branches are coming out of her head. Can you see that? Is that focused? There we go. It's like the branches are like coming out of her head right here, and they look like antlers. Deer are very like motherly type energies here, so your mom may actually either have like really good advice for you, or she may just be able to help you with something. She may be able to help change your perspective on certain things if she's available to speak to. It might even be that like if you needed to go and take a trip to see your mom, that might be helpful. But yeah, Queen of Pentacles, this is like very much concerned about like legacy, family, wealth, wanting everybody to do good. And like I said, there is like abundance everywhere, and this person or this type of person sees it and is able to tap into it and to organize it for other people to take advantage of as well. And so either you can adopt that kind of mindset, or you can go and spend some time around somebody who has that kind of mindset as well. All right, let's see. Is there anything else? It's also possible, pile one, that there is, if you are partnered or part of a family, even if you're not like married to that person, even if it's just like a co-parenting situation, it is possible that your partner is not as on top of things as they used to be, or as they normally are. And they could be really trying to push some of those duties onto you, or trying to like run away from their responsibilities here. And I know that in those kinds of instances, somebody has to pick up the slack, right? You don't have to be the person to pick up the slack. if that's the case. There are hopefully maybe other relatives who might be able to help with that. Or you could, like I was talking about earlier, and like saying like you could ask your partner to like go see a therapist or something like that. You could ask them to hire some other sort of professional help. Like if they, let's say it is a co-parenting situation and they are suddenly not able to take the kids on the day that they're supposed to be able to take them, tell them to hire a babysitter. That doesn't mean that they get to just, take your day. If you were supposed to have a day off and you wanted to go and do all this other stuff on that day, tell that person to go hire a babysitter or find a trusted individual to watch the kids while they're having to do whatever they're doing, and they don't need to try and push this back on you. Okay? There's a big difference between taking on somebody else's responsibilities and like being a pushover. And I think especially if you do need this time to rest or whatever, then you need to stand strong. Like the Queen of Pentacles is not about to let anybody come and take her time, take her space, or disrespect her time, her space, her money, or anything like that. This King of Wands here in the reverse is definitely like, they're just not on top of it. They might even react a little angrily, or not necessarily angrily. That could be for some people, but I'm getting like this sense of like feeling defeated from this King of Wands here. Okay, that could be you if you're not partnered, and this part of the message is not for you. But if you are, and there is somebody in your life who's like this, like they could be going through some feelings of defeat right now. And while we can sympathize for them, you're not in charge of healing them. You're not in charge of fixing the situation for them. You can suggest some resources to them that they can use, but they also can go and do some of that work themselves. As long as everybody's safe and healthy, and the family is safe and healthy, then it's fine, and it's not really your job to facilitate that, especially if it's like it's their day. They're an adult just like you are, and they can do adult things, which involves making plans and finding resources and procuring the funds necessary to do what needs to be done. Okay. I feel like this part of this message is pretty specific for some people, but the the gist of it is like, your time needs to be respected. And especially if you are hitting that point of like overheating or burnout or exhaustion or whatever, it's important for you to take the time that you need. Okay. And ask for help if you need to, right? Ask for help from other people in your family if need be. All right, I'm going to go ahead and read the Reiki from this book. And if you guys want to write it down, you're more than welcome to, and revisit it later, or you can come back and listen to it at another time. I can't pick this card up. Let's go ahead and do it like that. I'm going to hold it up to the camera so you guys can see it and take a look at it. These crystals are like really powerful. These cards are super powerful. So you can also repeat after me as I'm saying this if you like. I choose of my own free will, through this and any lifetime, and through all layers of my entire being, to see and know truth. I choose to allow my mind to become empty of preconceived notions and expectations, assumptions and opinions about what can or cannot be. Instead, I open my mind willingly to be impressed upon by divine truth. The revelation of truth, of guidance, of insight, and of understanding happens at the perfect time and in the perfect way for me. Through meditation, thoughts and visions that pop into my mind spontaneously, through my dreams and the inner knowing of my body. When a revelation is true, I know it is unconditionally loving. When a revelation seems fearful to my body or mind, I know it is a sign that fear is leaving my body and mind, and I wait for the loving insight to follow with complete trust. Through divine mercy and unconditional love, so be it. Now bow your head and say, may divine love bring truth to all beings at the perfect time and in the perfect way, so every being can manifest their divine potential and be happy and free. According to divine compassion, so be it. And if you want to say this 3 times, you can say, the truth of love revealed sets me free. The truth of love revealed sets me free. the truth of love revealed sets me free. I love that because we do have this lover card here, and it was sticking out to me as like, why are you here? I didn't understand what it was doing here. But thinking about the truth of love revealed sets me free. You know, obviously your guides love you. I think whoever it is that's around you, they also love you. You are well loved and people want you to be here. People respect you. They look up to you. And I think you need to change your perspective a little bit on what that love is and what it means. Okay, so if you have the ability to ask your mother about this, if you do decide to go that route, I would definitely ask her about that. Maybe ask her about her perspective on love, or what true love is, what unconditional love is, what conditional love looks like, and how you can practice love while still not people pleasing or always putting yourself first or exhausting yourself in the name of love. Okay. Ask her about leadership. You know, a mother is a leader of a family, and you can ask her about how to incorporate love when making the tough decisions that other people are either not equipped or not capable of making. I know you guys can't really see it right now, but my flame on my candle is like going crazy. I always have like a little candle lit. But I wanted to have as much space as possible, so I didn't put it in the frame this time. All right, pile one, I'm gonna go ahead and leave your reading there. Thank you so much for sticking with me today. Thank you for coming to my channel, and I really appreciate you guys. Please like this video, give it a thumbs up, and smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hey there, pile two. If you chose the Law of Attraction Tarot, then this is going to be your reading. Yay, I'm excited. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Whew. These are pretty in-depth readings. I know I've only done one, but I can tell this is going to be like an in-depth situation. All right, we're actually going to get to the tarot a little bit later. First, we're going to do oracle cards, but even before that, we're going to, of course, get out our identifiers just so that you can confirm that this is, in fact, your pile. If you were already just attracted to the Law of Attraction Tarot, then that could be confirmation enough, but some people want an extra one, so I like to give extra confirmation. The way that these work is that whatever pops out of this bowl, at least one of them should be significant to you somehow, or it could have just shown up in your life recently, even if it was just in passing. So it should resonate in some way, like a little recognition, like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, cool. All right, Spirit, who's in pile two? This is messages from our guides. Pile two, messages from pile two's guides. Who's in pile two? Who chose the Law of Attraction Tarot? Who are my pile two people? I always want to make like a fun nickname for pile two. I don't know why that is. I was like about to be like pile two-lians. I don't know why I always want to like say dumb stuff when it comes to naming pile two. I never name any of the other piles. Anybody else in pile two? No? Okay. All right. I guess this is like a small little reading today. Oh, I just noticed my pin was broken. Look, that just came off. Interesting. So that could also be a confirmation for somebody. I don't know how, but it could be. All right, let's see. We've got ballet slippers. So that could be like literal ballet slippers, or that is also a nail polish color by OPI. So maybe something to do with like manicures or pedicures. It's like a very pale pink. Mia Thermopolis, she's the main character from the Princess Diaries books and the movie. She was played by Anne Hathaway. She's the Princess of Genovia. We've got karaoke here. Okay, so maybe you like karaoke, maybe you were singing karaoke recently, maybe somebody suggested you sing karaoke. We've got Catfish, the TV show, Neve Schulman, Cammie Crawford, and of course Max. So as far as Neve and Cammie go, like, you don't have to have seen them in the context of Catfish, but maybe you've seen either one of them together or individually somewhere else, like on Instagram or something like that, on a commercial, something like that. I know Cammie has started hosting a different show as well. I don't remember what it's called. I think it's like a dating show or something. So these three are not like grouped together necessarily, is what I'm trying to say. Catfish, Neve and Cammy. I love Catfish. I love that show so much. All right, we have here Toni Morrison. She's an author, famous African-American author. Her books are so beautiful. If you haven't read them, I suggest it. Give Me Something Real by Ashford and Simpson. That's a song. Already the vibe is like very different from pile one, just based off of these identifiers alone. Pecan pie, or pecan pie, however you want to say it. The pie with the nuts in it. That also makes me think about Thanksgiving. It's October now as I'm filming this, so we are getting into that like holiday season. Hot yoga. Okay, hot yogis in the house. Maybe just regular yogis too, but I wrote hot yoga. That's where you do yoga in like really high heat and humidity. Road trip. It's funny because this kind of looks like it's like pod trip. The R is not super super written in. I'm gonna fix that. Let me see if I can fix it now. Okay. I don't know what a pod is, but that could be significant to somebody. Pod trip. I don't know what that is. Hopefully it's not like a bad word in some language. ATVs. Those are like the four-wheelers that people use to like ride through the countryside or whatever, or jungle. 500 Days of Summer. That's a movie. We've got Costa Rica. Okay, so yeah, like for example, somebody might like go to Costa Rica and then like ride an ATV through the jungle or something, right? They do that kind of stuff like often on like dating shows like The Bachelor, Love is Blind, when the people are trying to like go on dates and get to know each other. All Black Everything. Interesting. So maybe you like to wear all black or something like that, or like black is your favorite color. Driving at night. Ooh, like this could be like a nighttime road trip. Okay, road trip, driving at night. Interesting. You might just also prefer driving at night to driving during the day, or you might have had to like drive later than you were planning to the other day or sometime recently. The number 4, that could be significant. You might be seeing 444. 4 could be your favorite number. You might have like 4 kids in your family, 4 people in your family. You could have a birth date on the 4th. This could be the month of April, so that would be Aries energy. You could live on the 4th floor, on 4th Street, 4th Avenue, something like that, right? Let's see what this is. What's this one? Aaron Taylor Johnson. He is an actor. He is an actor. You may know him from Bullet Train, Kick-Ass, Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging, stuff like that. He's been in a lot of movies. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and write these down in my tarot journal, and then I'll be right back to do the reading. See you soon. All right, pile 2. So we're going to get started with some pre-pulled oracle cards. I am going to live shuffle your tarot for you later on. Let's go ahead and see what these have to say. So pile 1 was very informative. I liked this little format that I did. We've got here support, Archon, Barbello, and Picture Jasper. Interesting. Crystal Angels 444. We did get 444. We did get the number 4 in the slips, and I said 444. So there we go. Interesting, interesting. Support. Maybe you need support or something. This is a message from your guides. Let's use the Ask Your Guides deck to find out more. Rest. Ooh, interesting. Okay. And then we have physical body. Oh, okay. So yeah, this is immediately making me think somebody watching this could have like a cast on. Obviously that's not for everybody, but it is making me think that like your body needs some sort of support as you rest or as you heal. Okay. You may also need some support in terms of like changing your diet or doing something to improve your physical health and also improve your sleep. So you may need like some sort of sleep aid or sleep study or something like that. Okay. Anytime that anything like that comes up, I definitely encourage you to visit and consult a professional doctor who can help you with that kind of thing, or like a nutritionist or a physical therapist or something like that. What do we have here? This is supposed to be like the lens of the reading that we're seeing this reading through. Ooh, the prayer. All right, interesting. The prayer. Oh, okay. So yeah, that is to me trying to reach out for help, trying to reach out for support. Usually when people are praying, they're either listing things that they're grateful for, or they're trying to have a conversation with God or with the divine. And they could also be asking God for support in some way or case or form. So if you are sick or ill in some way, that's not going to apply to everybody watching this. But if you are, then your guides want you to know that your prayers for support are being heard. Okay, especially with this like dove here, and also this like larger, this lady here looking down over these two people here. Your prayers for support are being heard. All right, let's see what this one from the Everyday Oracle has to say. Consolante sorpresa. So that's about surprise money. Ooh, or just some sort of surprise consolation. It doesn't have to be money. I just say that because he's like getting, what is that? $10,000 or something like that in a little sack when he was fishing. So this could be like you are asking for one thing, like he went out asking for fish, right? He went out hoping for fish. He went out trying to get fish, and he ended up getting the sack of money instead. So it could be like you pray for one thing and then you end up getting something that is helpful to you in a different way, right? So yeah, that's interesting. We have here from the Yogic Path Oracle, Sattva. Okay. Sattva. I need to learn how to say these names better. My bad. And Tamas. Ooh. Alright, so I'm actually going to read from the book on these two, but this tiger is like resting like fuck. Excuse me. Excuse my language, but he's like really resting. He's like, nobody's going to bother me here. This is my safe spot. I'm safe here and I'm chilling, which is interesting because it's like this person is kind of doing the same thing. They're like leaned back in their little lawn chair, just chilling hard. So I'm definitely getting very hard chill energy from here. When I mean hard chill, I mean like deep chill. Not like it's hard for you to chill, just like deeply, not a care in the world. No ounce of paranoia in any way, shape, or form. Not worried that anybody's going to sneak up on you or anything like that. All right, let's see. Sattva. Okay, so I actually opened up to Tamas first by accident, so let's read Tamas first, and then we'll go to Sattva. So this says, you are in a period of hibernation, which is sometimes needed to blossom into a butterfly. Interesting. So we got rest, we got hibernation here. And then physical body, like caterpillars change their physical bodies to become butterflies, right? Yeah. So your body is between lines of a poem, notes of a song, steps of a dance. Use this time to fully rejuvenate your system, allowing proper rest and food. What did I say? I was talking about diet and nutrition. Yes, I'm on it. Okay. Know when it is time to emerge from your cocoon and show the world the gifts you have been cultivating. Stillness is only balanced when followed by action. Okay. All right, hibernation period. Let's see what Sattva has to say. This says purity and clarity. You have let go of the things that were holding you back and are reaching deeper levels of clarity. Maybe you've cleaned up your diet. Girl! Okay. I just love it when I'm able to like read the cards like that. It's so validating. Okay, maybe you've cleaned up your diet, home, self-care products, relationships, thought patterns, career goals, or life outlook, and are now experiencing the joys that come with purity. Sattva. The space you've created is allowing greater gifts that are more aligned with your truth to present themselves. Continue on this path towards clarity by shedding all that is no longer serving you. When your body becomes pure, your thoughts and life will reflect that. Bring Sattva purity into all that you do, and your path will continue to become more clear. So for some of you guys, you might be trying to eat more like organic foods, or you might be trying to find like foods that support your systems better, right? Like I feel like when we go to the store, there's always these like vitamins and stuff that are like digestive support, heart support, bone support, whatever, right? So you might be trying to find like natural ways to get that kind of nutrition into your life. You could also be clearing certain things out of your space that you don't need. So you might be like selling old clothes that you don't need anymore, cleaning out drawers, cupboards, and closets in your bathroom. You could be trying to find a new way to cook or to bring healthy food into your home, trying to set up new habits that allow you to level up, take a step back from society, and then come back as a brand new biatch, okay? And a brand new biatch is gender neutral, right? So I definitely feel like you go looking for one thing and you're going to end up finding something else, and it's going to not even necessarily be even better, but it's going to be just as helpful, like with this constellation prize. So you might be like looking for better physical health, and you're going to end up also with mental clarity. You're also going to end up, not as paranoid or something like that, for example, right? So you're going to end up with something that you didn't expect. It's going to be a surprise, but it's going to be just as good, if not better. All right, let's see. These are from the We're Not Really Strangers deck, which is like a game, but I like to use it in this kind of situation. This is from level 2, connection, because we're trying to connect with your guides, right? So I have here, what is a dream you've let go of? God, that's so good. Like I said, it's so validating when stuff like that happens. What's a dream you've let go of? And with the consolation prize here, it is making me think that you could have had a dream for your life. And in letting go of that dream, you've created a lot of clarity and a lot of space for the true essence of who you really are to actually come in, right? So let's say that you wanted to be like a doctor and it just didn't work out, and you had to let go of that. But now you have the space to be like a highly paid nutritionist or a personal trainer or something like that. Let's say that you wanted to like be a singer and it never worked out. You didn't get discovered. You don't have that many followers on your Spotify and your Apple Music, and people maybe just aren't paying attention to you. But instead, you've now learned how to do voice acting, right? There's different things that can come from practicing what it is that we want. And so you might end up down a path that you never expected to end up down. While trying to do one thing, you end up getting another. So I definitely encourage you to take a moment to think about like what's a dream that you've let go of. And you may not know what the consolation prize is quite yet. That may be sometime in the future that the divine is going to give to you. But it could also be like a dream about how you look or something like that you've let go of. And I want you to know that your guides are here to support you no matter what, and that it's okay to let go and clear space. Not every profession is for everybody. Sometimes things that we wanted to do as professions are better done as hobbies. And also, I think sometimes there are different mind states that we should take advantage of that may not always be available or healthy in the situation that you wanted. So for example, in the one where I was saying like the singer turned into a voice actor, right? A singer is highly visible, right? You're singing, everybody's looking at you, you're expected to be marketable, you're expected to always look good, you always have to have, the best clothes and the best hair and blah, blah, blah. Whereas a voice actor, nobody sees a voice actor at all. They go into the studio, they record their voice for whatever it is they're doing, and they could go looking like crap. They could go in their pajamas. As long as they have, the voice that they need to have, it doesn't matter. And maybe the mindset for that particular person in this example of having all eyes on them at all the time was not healthy for them. And so Spirit has guided them in a way that they're now able to use their talents, but in a way that's going to also allow them to have peace of mind. Okay, so I know that was like a long-winded example and also a very specific example, but I think you guys get what I mean when I'm talking about that. So sometimes we have to let go of certain things because they're not as healthy for us as we may have wanted them to be. Okay, what's here with this vampire card? We've got thirst, craving, compulsion, obsession. So with this is also making me think that you might literally be thirsty. You might need to up your water intake. You might need to change the types of drinks that you're drinking. You might need to be drinking more with like actual nutritional value. I'm going to switch these around a little bit with like actual nutritional value. Okay. And drinking more water can be very, very helpful to your mental health as well too. So oftentimes when we think we're hungry, we're actually really thirsty. That's not encouraging anybody not to eat or anything like that. That's just a fact. Drinking water can also help to turn off that little like switch in your mind that says like, I'm starving. Because a lot of the time we think the cues for hunger and thirst are different, but they're actually very similar. Okay. And then also with like the craving, compulsion, obsession, some of you guys may have like OCD, or some of you guys may have issues with your eating patterns. Okay. If you have issues with your eating patterns, I definitely encourage you to get help, whether that is overeating or undereating. I encourage you to get help. Okay. There are lots of groups out there that can provide the support that you need. And we have support here, right? So you need that support in order to get through this. The dream that you've let go of, maybe that dream is something, I don't want to say something silly because it's somebody's dream. I was watching Modern Family the other day, and Phil, the dad, had this dream that he and his son, Luke, would win a hot dog eating contest. So like competitive eating, right? And they had to like go through this whole training regimen and everything, and they did it, they won, but then Phil was like, okay, we got to start training for next year. And Luke is like, no way. Like, this is your dream, it's not mine. I don't want to do this again, but like it was fun while it lasted, but I'm not doing it again, right? So it could be something like that, or it could be like having this quote unquote perfect body. But everybody's body is different. There is no perfect body. So you have to kind of let go of that idealism, and you have to do what's right for you. Do what's supportive to you. And I'm also getting, like I said at the beginning, somebody might be injured or ill or sick or something like that. And so your capabilities may differ from what somebody else's capabilities are. So you have to do what's right for you, and you have to have the right supports for you. Okay? With craving, compulsion, obsession, it is also definitely making me think about like overeating as well too. There are groups like Overeaters Anonymous that you can go check out. If it's the opposite, where you have like an obsession with maybe being thin or something like that, then there are lots of resources out there, and I encourage you to search for them, Google them, and try and find one in your local area. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get our tarot cards out now. Since it's the end of the oracle cards, we got all this nice space over here. Yay! I was worried that I wasn't going to have enough space to do the tarot at the same time, so I think we do. All right, Spirit. What message do you have for pile 2? People, oh, there we go. This is the 8 of Swords. This is insecurity. Very deep-seated insecurity, okay? And you might have felt like you had to let go of the dream because you were too insecure about something, but I think the reality is that it probably just wasn't meant for you. We've got here the 6 of Cups in reverse. Okay, yeah, I think this is the 6 of Cups in reverse. And so this is about letting go of the past, letting go of maybe dreams and expectations that you've had over time. Maybe like what you thought you would have or be as a child is different than what it is now. And you kind of have to just like walk away from that and recognize that like time changes people, time changes things, time changes situations, okay? So I think sometimes the best thing that you can do is work on you now, which we did kind of get that from here, like take a break. It's like those Twitter quotes where people are like, in 6 months, your life could be totally different. Take 6 months to step back and come back a totally different person, like stunting on these hoes or whatever, right? And I always laugh when I see that, but to a degree it is true. You know, if you put time in, then you can change pretty much most aspects of your life. Of course, there are certain things that we can't change about ourselves, but there are a lot of things that we can't change about ourselves. So if you put in the time and the effort to do that, then you can. And also, especially if you ask for support. Sometimes things that you try to do by yourself are really difficult for you to do alone, and so you do need the support in order to get them done. Spirit, what message do you have for pile 2? There we go. We got the King of... This might be the Page. Page of Wands in reverse. And then the Knight of Swords. Ooh. Yeah, okay. This is interesting. I'm definitely getting behind this idea of like leaving behind childish things. Okay. This might be even like a childhood diet. You know, like sometimes when we're young, we are like really picky eaters or something. You know, we might be like, I'm only gonna eat chicken nuggets and french fries because that's what I like, and I'm not gonna eat lima beans because lima beans are gross. Right? I'm getting that like you need to leave behind childish things, especially with this Page of Wands here in the reverse, because it's very much just kind of like, you know what, it's calling you out. It's like, grow up a little bit, bud. Grow up a little bit, buddy. And with this Knight of Swords here is like expeditiously. Yeah, your guides are calling you out a little bit. They're like, grow up and do it expeditiously. Do it quickly, because especially when it comes to like your health, you can't really put those kinds of things off. Those kinds of things you really do need to pay attention to like as soon as you can. And sometimes we tend to like put stuff off when we don't want to deal with it, we don't want to think about it, or we just like have a different dream or vision of how things should be. But you know what? It's not real. So you have to deal with it. And they're telling you to deal with it pretty quickly, which is why they're saying like take 6 months off to get your stuff together and then pop back out, right? At the time that I'm watching this right now, it's October, and I just saw this TikTok the other day where this girl was like, I actually think this is the perfect time if you're starting off like a new gym regimen. This is the perfect time to do it because it gives you a couple months, like ease into things, get your routine down, find out what kind of stuff you like and don't like, and then you have like 4 or 5 months after that to like really get after it. And then by that time, it's summer. And then you're popping out with your summer body, and the whole time, you know, it was winter. This may not apply to everybody depending on where you live, right? But it was winter, and you get to like dress in your fall clothes and your heavy winter clothes, and people don't really see what you look like. But then by summertime, you're popping out with your new body, and everybody's amazed, right? Stuff like that. What is this? The 9. Oh yeah, no, this is the 6. The 6 of Pentacles here. Okay, so definitely big message here. Some of you guys, if you're smoking, should probably stop. This also could talk about bad breath. Smokers are notorious for having bad breath. This is also talking to me about addictions and how your addictions might be taking control of you. Especially if we're talking about overeating here, right? Or a mindset of something to do with your diet or something that you're taking in or not taking in, right? Just like bad habits. This is definitely about a card about bad habits and how they're taking over your life. And Spirit / your guides are asking you to take swift, decisive action about this with this 9 of Swords here, Knight of Swords here, and they want you to cut it out. They're like, you're not a kid anymore. You need to cut it out, and you need to get it together. Make some decisions and stick to them. Create some habits and stick to them. Find some support and get with it. Get with the program. Okay? They're not telling you to like, none of your dreams are ever going to come true, because they are saying with this card here that you are going to get something awesome in return for doing this. Okay? It just may not be what you expected. You're going to get something great though. But you need to take things more seriously and cut out these bad habits that you have. I'm actually not going to get any more tarot cards because I'm being told not to. But yeah, I know that we don't like to think of like time ticking away and our lives ending and stuff like that. But like, you know, every day that we live is another day that we're closer to meeting our final resting place, meeting our makers, right? So that is an argument for like live your life to the fullest, do whatever you want, but don't you also want to be in your best possible physical health while you're living? You don't want to be like bedridden if you can avoid it. If you are bedridden, you don't want to have like bed sores and stuff like that if you can avoid it, right? You want to have the best health that you possibly can have. And so by doing childish habits or negative habits that go against your best interest here, it's not leading you in the right direction. And especially if any of these are like out of insecurity, okay, you need to take some time over the next however long. 6 months is just like, you know, arbitrary timeline, but however long, to get over these insecurities, okay? And also like cleanse. I'm getting cleanse. I'm not necessarily meaning that in terms of like a colon cleanse or a physical body cleanse, but like cleaning things out with both of these here. Like the rain is like cleansing. It can be a very cleansing experience, right? And then this one was about cleaning things, letting things go. So you may need to like literally physically cleanse your home. You may need to cleanse your body. You may need to do something like that. But I'm also getting like cutting certain things out of either your diet or habits that you have, or like items in your home. This could also apply to things like hoarding and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to encourage or even ask anybody to do any unhealthy behaviors here. We're not talking about taking things to an extreme in an unhealthy way. That's not what's happening. What we are talking about is paying closer attention to your diet, paying closer attention to your physical space, paying closer attention to your health, and figuring out what kind of supports you can get in order to help you with that, okay? And also drinking more water, resting more, all right? We want the best for you, pal, too. Always and forever. All right, guys, I think I'm going to actually leave the reading here. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Go ahead and leave me a thumbs up, like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hey there, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. As always, we're going to get started with our identifiers. And so we're going to put the tarot to the side for now, and I actually also picked out some oracle cards that I pre-pulled for you guys. So we'll get into those, and then the tarot part will be later. All right, let's go ahead and get out these identifiers. Let's see who's in pile 3. Spirit. The people who chose Tarot of the Spirit, they're wondering what message do their guides have for them. Who's in pile 3? Who are my pile 3 people, Spirit? While I'm getting these identifiers out, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so we can be more connected. Anybody else in pile 3, Spirit? Pile 3 for this reading, pile 3. All right. Let's do this. This is a small pile. All these piles have been kind of small today. That's interesting. Usually they're a lot bigger. All right, let's see. We've got West Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Benin. So the way that these work is that at least one of them should be resonant for you, significant to you somehow, whether that's past or future, or it could have just shown up in your life recently. Okay, even if it was just in passing. So as far as like West Africa, that could be where you're from, where maybe your family members are from, maybe you've visited there in the past if you're not from there. Maybe you're planning a trip to there. I'm also going to add Togo onto that as well. Maybe you just like watched a movie set in one of those places, or you like Nollywood movies or something like that. It could be any of those things. Or you might have like a family member who's from there, something like that. When You're Good to Mama, Queen Latifah, Chicago. So that is the soundtrack version, the movie soundtrack version of that song from the musical Chicago. Honeybee by The Head and the Heart, that's a song. So if you know that song, then this could be for you. Elliot Page, actor extraordinaire. You may know Elliot Page from Umbrella Academy, lots of different movies, Inception, Juno, stuff like that. The number 10, you could be seeing 1010. 10 could be your lucky number. October, the 10th could be your birthday. You could live on the 10th floor, 10th Street, 10th Avenue. There could be 10 people in your immediate family, stuff like that. Monaco. Also for 10, like it could be 10 o'clock like right now while you're watching this. It is October now as I'm filming this. That's interesting. Mississippi. So same thing with Monaco and Mississippi as West Africa, right? Some sort of relevance. Or it could have just shown up recently in your life. Randall Park. We got another actor here. Randall Park. He is a famous actor. He was in quite a few things, but you might know him from Fresh Off the Boat. He was the dad. He's also in Always Be My Maybe. Financial literacy. Maybe that is something that you are learning about. Maybe that's like a big part of your life. Let's see here. Tea ceremony. Okay, that also makes me think of just like a tea party, but it is meant to be like the Chinese tea ceremony. Maybe you also have like a tea ritual that you do every day. So maybe you like always have a certain type of tea, or you have tea at a certain time or something like that. Afternoon tea, high tea, that kind of thing. Painting. Okay, painting. Maybe you are a painter. Maybe there's like a special painting that you own, or maybe you go and like see a painting at the museum all the time, or maybe like you went to a museum and you saw a painting you really liked or an art gallery. That also could be like painting houses, painting murals, those kinds of things. Nick Miller from New Girl. So that's a character played by Jake Johnson. New Girl is a comedy TV show, an ensemble comedy. Okay, so also I'm noticing a couple of things. We've got Nick Miller. This character is from Chicago. And then we have like Chicago here. It is listed as the musical, but the city of Chicago itself could be significant to you somehow. And then something else that I noticed is that historically a lot of people from Mississippi migrate north or have migrated north to Chicago, especially in the Reconstruction era and after slaves were freed and emancipated. A lot of Mississippi people went up north to Chicago to live life as freed people. So I don't know if that is related to you at all in any way, or if that describes maybe like part of your family history, or if you maybe just learned about that, or if it was discussed in some way recently in your life or something. But those were just things that I felt like I needed to mention. All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and write these in my tarot journal, and we're going to get into it in just a minute. See you in a second. All right, pile 3, we are going to start off with these cards, these oracle cards, and then I'm going to get into your tarot in a little bit. This is from the Crystal Mandala Oracle. We have the message, heart healing. Ooh, okay, so your guides want to talk to you about heart healing. This says Angel Balthiol and Rose Quartz, so you may be familiar with the Rose Quartz crystal. And then this says Crystal Angels 444. These cards are so powerful. The mandalas on these are so powerful. It's meant to be done with like some Reiki and meditation and stuff. We might get into that. I did do that for pile 1. I didn't do it for pile 2. I just didn't feel like it was necessary. So I'm not sure if we're going to be doing that here for pile 3 or not, but I guess we'll find out. All right, what else do we have here? Devotion. Ooh, this might be a love pile. Interesting. Devotion. It doesn't have to be a love pile. Oh my goodness. You know what? I never noticed before. So, you know, like all cards will have some sort of design usually on the back. I never noticed that the design on the back of these cards was from this particular card. I never noticed that. I don't know why I decided to say that on camera, but that's kind of cool. And this is number, oh my God, you guys, this is number 44. So we have 444 here and number 44 here. So 4 is like super jumping out. We've got 444, 44. 5 fours. That's so funny. And then we had the number 10 in our slips. So any combination of those could be important to you somehow, but 4 is like really jumping out. That's kind of crazy. Devotion, interesting. All right, what else do we have here? Solitude, number 13. All right. Ooh, got pink. We've got green. All right, let's continue. We're going to keep on going and we're going to find out more about this. What is like the lens that we're seeing this reading through, Spirit? Apocalypsis. Interesting. Okay, so apocalypsis, this is, it makes me think of like the end of the world. Okay. It also makes me think about death. I'm going to look at the book for this one actually, and we're going to get a little deeper into that message. All right, pile 4. I'm actually also going to light this incense for us, so you can use this to manifest if you like. Spirit, I would like to invite pile 4 to manifest using this incense here for their highest good, the highest good of all involved, and also for my connection with you, Spirit. Thank you for helping me to deliver this message accurately and cleanly. Thanks. Yay. Okay. Let's go ahead and move forward with apocalypsis. All right, so this says removing the veil of deception. Apocalypsis indicates a particularly painful time, one that unfolds when two disparate dynamics occur simultaneously, pulling the psyche in seemingly opposing directions. The first is lifting of the veil. This means truths that have been kept in the dark are revealed, seen, and unearthed. No matter how relieving it is to witness them come into the light, an element of despair and grief follows. The second dynamic is the regeneration that comes from the wreckage of the revealed truth. The old narrative breaks and a new story forms. Apocalypse's energy is similar to a forest fire's, devastation for the sake of regeneration. The veil lifts and we see who and what has been hiding. From the nakedness of the truth, a child is born. Have faith in the process. Hold on to your center. That is the only way. When light, the unknown becomes known and guides the way. When dark, nihilism, fatalism, and hopelessness occur. All kinds of things will be revealed during a time of apocalypsis, from big global lies to little white ones that lace the bedroom sheets. Brace yourself for the horse of truth to storm your every field. This card has a strong relationship to truth. Okay, and as soon as I heard the lifting of the veil, it immediately made me think of like lifting a bride's veil at a wedding. And you see how it has like all this lace and stuff on it. That's not to say that if you picked this pile, you know, there's like a wedding in your future or anywhere around you, but that is just like something that came to my mind, especially since we do have like heart healing, devotion, solitude, and stuff like that. I'm now thinking about like people getting left at the altar. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. I'm not trying to laugh at anybody for any reason. I just feel like sometimes my mind goes to like these very dramatic places, and I was laughing at myself like, why are you so dramatic? But for all I know, that is somebody's situation who's watching this, and if that's the case, then my heart goes out to you. Let's see. It makes me also think about Ted Mosby in How I Met Your Mother, and that other TV show Happy Endings, which starts off with a couple who decide at the altar not to get married. All right, we've got here La Superbia. This is pride. This is a peacock. I want to make sure that I'm reading that correctly as pride and not it being something else. Hold on. Yeah, okay. So they're saying this as haughtiness, ostentation, vanity, and arrogance. Okay. This is interesting. We're getting a lot of really, it's not contradicting energy, but there is this idea that someone is arrogant. And I don't know if that's you or if that is the person that your heart needs healing from. Okay, let's find out, I guess. We got these two cards here. Brahma, this is from the Yogic Path Oracle. And then Asana. Okay. All right, I'm going to read from the book on this one too. All right, so for Asana, we have your physical body holds the key to your evolvement. And this says 8 stages of yoga, physical practice to sit in stillness. Your body is just the first portal. The asana, yogic body postures you have been practicing have been preparing you for the true asana to sit in stillness with the truth. Ooh. These shapes and movements have removed the cobwebs of your limiting self, creating space for the silence of your mind's forest. You are one of those who realizes the true intention of asana, and the one paving the way for others to see this bodily practice is really just a way to come face to face with yourself. Continue to cultivate your practice and move deeper into its core purpose, flow of energy in the body and the evolution of the spirit. Okay. All right, I have some thoughts about this, but I'm going to wait until I read Brahma first before I get into those thoughts. Okay. Brahma says, God of creation. It is time to create. Brahma, the creator of the universe and all beings, has come to you with the message that now is the time to bring that idea to fruition. What is that idea you've been sitting on but haven't taken action? Now is time to plant the seed into earth and water it with your intention so it sprouts to life, befitting all those around you. Brahma's rosary symbolizes the time cycle through which the world moves from creation to sustenance, from sustenance to dissolution, and from dissolution to new creation. Which cycle are you on? So I'm one to believe right now that you are on the cycle of dissolution to new creation. Okay. This is also going with this idea of sitting in the stillness with the truth and removing the cobwebs of your limiting self, creating space for the silence of your mind's forest. Okay. I think that there's a possibility that you've been avoiding the truth either about yourself or about the person who is on your mind at this time. Okay. If you were in a relationship that ended and that's been heavy on your heart, you've been trying to heal from that, then I think accepting that this person, or that you weren't seeing this person clearly rather, is going to make the solitude that you're experiencing easier. If that piece does not apply to you, there's also another story here about lifting the veil of truth on yourself and confronting the noise within yourself, okay? And starting a new cycle of creation within yourself. So there's something here that your guides really want you to acknowledge in order to heal your heart, okay? This could be a cycle of devoting yourself to other people. This could also be a cycle, like ending that cycle of devoting yourself to other people. This could also be a cycle of devoting yourself to yourself. Okay. Yeah. Let's continue and find out. I'm thinking also about this peacock here. And I'm also thinking about the song Ego by Beyonce. And she said at one point in the song, I believe, I wasn't made, I was created, or something like that. And I don't know if you kind of held that belief about somebody else and kind of believed that they were like a cut above the rest, or if you believe that about yourself. And it's always very good to have high self-esteem. That's very important. But you also want to make sure that you're seeing yourself clearly and not through the veil of the ego. Okay? Let's move on. I'm going to leave that there for a second. All right, so I picked these two cards from, I guess they picked me. I shuffled them and they came out. From this game called We're Not Really Strangers. This is level 2 connection, and since we're trying to connect with your guides, I felt it was important and appropriate. So we've got, has a stranger ever changed your life? Interesting. I want you to think about that. And the stranger that is in question may be the person that you're thinking of now. Like maybe the person that your heart needs healing from. And you know, every person who we eventually love starts off to us as a stranger. Even our own parents. We don't remember them as strangers, but they remember us as strangers, right? Suddenly it's just like this brand new human is in your life. You don't know them, you don't know anything about them, you don't know how they're going to be, and you have to get used to them, right? So, but it's also interesting. I remember I see like these videos on like Twitter, TikTok. But they're like, they basically say like, and the girl is there and then all of a sudden she gets this realization. She's like, when I remember that this man that I let into my life is some stranger I met on the internet, right? And it's like her husband, but she's like, it's some stranger I met on the internet, right? So yeah, that's funny. All right, here we go. Are you lying to yourself about anything? Interesting. So yeah, that goes very, very much with this idea of lifting the veil of truth. So there's something that you're not being honest with yourself about, and your guides want you to take a look at this because I think you know you're lying about it. And you're really just like not being open to what the truth is. All right, guys, let's see. We're going to get the tarot now because we need some clarification on this for sure. We need some clarifications. All right. Spirit. Pile 3. What's going on here with Pile 3? We're getting a message from Pile 3's guides. I've been getting all this stuff about them lying or lying to themselves or not seeing the truth. The truth needs to be unveiled. So let's hear about this. I just want to hear about this heart healing and this devotion, okay? We need some interest. We need some clarity. What's going on with Pile 3? Sorry, guys. That was my dog. Okay, we got the 2 of Wands here in reverse. This is the need to make a decision. This says convergence, but that's about needing to make a decision. And that could also be about splitting apart, okay? Convergence means coming together, but with it in the reverse, it is to be like coming together only to split apart. So I'm really definitely getting that energy here of like, maybe you were part of a relationship that didn't work out. That's what I'm getting here. And it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could be a friendship, you know? But I do get that it was some sort of relationship that didn't work out. We got the Chariot here in reverse. That always says to me that you and this person were not equally yoked. I use that expression a lot when it comes to this card. Like, you guys either you didn't have the same drive. You didn't have the same things that drove you. One person might have been holding the other one back. The other person might have been dragging them along, right? You may have had different directions that you wanted to go in, and I'm actually getting that here with this card. It's like they go in 2 different directions. And it seems to me like whoever this person is that your heart is healing from, you guys either grew apart or you made a conscious choice to go into different directions, okay? The Emperor here. So Aries energy could be important. This is another number 4. We had the 4s here and here. Aries is like April energy. I think there are also March Aries. Yeah. But April, which is the 4th month. So this to me is also thinking about making an executive decision and having control over your own life, okay? Yeah. What else is going on here in pile 3? Pile 3. What's going on here in pile 3? Ooh, the Hierophant. So yeah, I think you are figuring out what your values are. You're in a new cycle of figuring out what your values are. And it's interesting because in the major arcana, we have 4 and then 5 here. And then this would be number 7. So I kind of feel like you're starting over at the space of the Emperor after a failure at the number 7. So like the way the major arcana could be read is it's like the Fool's Journey. And at the Chariot, there's this fierce independence going forward. Like you know what your goals are and you're going after them. And I feel like you chose this person to go after your goals with, or this person could have been just a goal in and of themselves. Like you might have had a goal to be with this person, or you and this person could have had goals together to move forward for like the long haul. Okay? And when that didn't work, you're now forced to go back to the drawing board as the Emperor. And the Emperor, if you imagine, is like the commander of all the armies. It's like everything the light touches belongs to them. And that's kind of where your life is at now. Like you're surveying your life. What does the light touch? What belongs to me? What is this? And then also now, what are my values? What do I subscribe to? What do I believe? And also maybe what do I believe about marriage? And with the Emperor here and the Hierophant, this also could have been, I know I keep bringing up marriage and stuff like that, and like the veil and blah, 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 and the whole like left at the altar thing, which is a very specific situation. And that doesn't have to be your situation by any means, but this could have been something about a marriage, whether that marriage was failed or not. This is about making a commitment. Okay? With both of these in the upright, it does kind of feel like you lost your independence in a certain way. But I am getting the idea of people growing apart too. So we need to figure that out. What's going on here, Spirit? What's going on with pile 3? 10 of Swords. Yeah, that's an ending right there. That's an ending right there. Okay. 10 of Swords is also a card of confusion. This is also a card of feeling backstabbed. Okay? This is like when so many things have happened that you don't even know what to think anymore. It is when you could go back and forth on a certain subject forever. Forever. Sorry guys, my dog is like playing with this toy in the background. Hold on. You could go back and forth forever and still never come to a solid conclusion with the 10 of Swords here. And this is making me think of like, if this situation or this relationship did go poorly and did go wrong, it's like analyzing it over and over again in your head, trying to find out where did it go wrong? Exactly. Where exactly did it go wrong? Even going all the way back to like your first meeting with this person. And whether or not you knew back then that it wasn't going to work out. Did you know? I don't know. But I feel like this is like a rumination, like going back and forth in your mind about what happened with us. You know, why aren't we together? Why aren't we in the same place? Where are we supposed to be? And why aren't we there? Right? This is a sad energy. It's like defeated. And I can see why your heart would need to heal after something like this, because if I'm reading these cards correctly, like you were very devoted to this person or to this cause or to this relationship or whatever. And remember, it doesn't have to be romantic. Like this could be a friendship too. And like maybe you just like no longer speak to this person, and you could think like, where did they go wrong? And now that I said friendship, it makes me think about, you know, sometimes we see people treat others in a way that is not our favorite thing to witness. You know, sometimes we see people that we love treat other people poorly, and we stand by, and even if we say something to them about it, you know, it doesn't change our relationship with that person, because, you know, they would never treat me that way. I've seen them treat so-and-so that way, but they would never do that to me, right? But the thing is, they would, because if they did it to that one person, then that means that they could and probably would do it to you too. And so that could be one of the things that you're like going back over in your mind of like, okay, well, why did I pull the veil over my eyes, pull the wool over my eyes when it came to this person's behavior and their actions, and like the ego of thinking, well, they would never do that to me. But also the vanity that this person may have had to treat other people that way, right? There's a lot here. I'm happy that I included these cards, because I was like, I didn't know why this deck wanted to be included in this reading. I do not normally use this deck. It's called the Everyday Oracle. And when I was writing down the decks I wanted to use, this deck just like kept popping up as it wanted to be in here. And I was like, why? And now I get it, because it has offered some very key insight into every single one of these readings. And I feel like this here is so important, because this idea of the haughtiness that this person possessed that allowed them to treat other people the way that they did, but also the ego that you had to make you think it was never going to happen to you, might be the key. Ostentation, vanity, arrogance. Yeah. Okay. I have one more oracle card that I want to go over before we get into the tarot. Oh, shoot. We already did get into the tarot. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. Okay, well, I forgot to put this card down, you guys. Courtesy, thoughtful, polite, good manners. Interesting. All right, so maybe I needed to read this card at the end, because I was just talking about like vanity and arrogance and the ego to think that somebody wouldn't treat you poorly even after you've seen them treat other people poorly. And then I think also talking about this here, the values that you are now ascribing to now that you're no longer involved with this person. And I think one of the values that you are ascribing to is a value of courtesy, of being polite, of being thoughtful, of having good manners, of being kind to other people no matter what the situation is or how the situation may play out. Because I don't think that this person who you're healing your heart from, I don't think that they had that value. I don't think that was one of their values at all. It might have been like fake courtesy that they had, but I think that you're realizing now how important that is, not only in a partner, but in yourself. And when you have these values, you want to find somebody, you want to find friends, you want to find partnerships who match those values in you. Okay? So it's important that once you decide what your values are, you stick to them. The Hierophant corresponds with the zodiac sign of Taurus. Taurus is represented by a bull. Bulls are known for being very stubborn, being very steadfast. So this idea of like, once you know your values, you need to be steadfast in your values. Sorry for shaking the table, you guys, but you need to be steadfast in your values. And I think that that's something that you're coming to. And that's what these two cards are talking about. It's like being in a cycle of new creation of like your values and a life that goes according to your values. And then also like the forest of your mind. I love that imagery. It's like your brain and your mind as a forest is so powerful, because it's like forests can be so quiet, but they're teeming with life, teeming with energy, communication. So much of that is like beautiful to me. And it's a very interesting way to think of the world. And now that I'm looking at this card here, you know, she's got a wolf behind her, which represents independence, but she's like in a forest, right? Which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, I kind of think I want to revisit these two cards again because I just really liked the message that came from there, and I feel like we need to hear it again. At least this one, the Asana. Your physical body holds the key to your evolvement, but it's just the first portal. The Asana yogic body postures you've been practicing have been preparing you for true Asana, to sit in stillness with the truth. And if you notice here, okay, I guess I'll say that towards the end. I'm being called to continue reading. Sorry, my camera died, but I was just saying that you need to figure out who's the authority in your life. And I think now you're putting yourself into that position of authority, but it may have been that this other person was at some point an authority in your life. And now you're figuring out what it means to be without them, what it means to be your own authority, what it means to be not necessarily alone, but yes, alone. Okay, I am now going to read from the Heart Healing. Is there anything that I should look into before I do that? All right, let's go ahead and read from the Heart Healing from this book here. It says, "We bring you the gift of heart healing. Over many lifetimes, your beautiful heart has loved and lost and loved again. You've learned how to feel joy, pain, suffering, and bliss. Your wise heart knows that life is filled with darkness and light, and it chooses to love the divine and participate in life anyway. You might worry that your heart has been stretched beyond its limit, become closed or broken. Yet your heart is filled with divine grace, power, and, of course, love. It can and will heal itself to love again, bigger, bolder, and braver than ever before. Do not doubt the healing power of your heart. There is power in your heart to heal through struggle into joy, and your heart has the gift of helping to heal others with love. Your open, kind heart helps soothe others, bringing comfort and reassurance to the world. Trust your heart and let it heal and guide you into the most beautiful and loving divine destiny waiting for you." All right, there is some Reiki associated with this card, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this up to the camera, and if you want to focus on the mandala as this Reiki goes along, you're more than welcome to. I would encourage you to repeat after me in order to integrate the healing, okay? I choose of my own free will, through this and any lifetime, and through all layers of my entire being, to forgive and release any pain stored in my heart, and any belief system associated with unresolved pain in my heart. I ask for this with divine mercy and compassion, so my heart may be free to love. May love shine true in my own heart and in the hearts of all beings. Through divine grace and unconditional love, so be it. May divine love fill the world. May all beings be happy and free. According to divine compassion, so be it. And you can say this affirmation, upcoming one, 3 times to close it out. I love my beautiful, shining, radiant heart. My heart guides me with wisdom and compassion. I listen to my heart with respect. I love my heart, and I give thanks to this beautiful creation of divine love that lives within me. May peace fill my heart. May peace fill all hearts. All right, so one piece that stuck out to me while I was reading that was the part about releasing any belief system associated with unresolved pain. And I think the belief system going on here, like Hierophant represents a belief system. So it's very appropriate that this card came out. And not knowing what to believe, going back and forth between being your own authority and the belief system that this person developed within you, or that you developed within you as a result of your association with this person. I feel like that's one of the toughest battles that's being faced here. And I want you to examine these two questions here. Has a stranger ever changed your life? And are you lying to yourself about anything? And I want you to think about how your belief system and what you know to be true in your heart, how it converges or meshes with this other person that we're talking about here. Okay? The ostentatiousness, the arrogance, the vanity, the ego that's going on here, it just like sticks out. It sticks out like a sore thumb, with the rest of this reading. Because I feel that you are this like fierce but gentle person. When I say fierce, I mean very strong. I mean great personality. I mean friendly, loyal, a fighter, but for the good and for the right things, okay? And I kind of feel like when you realize that this person didn't share those same values, it was a tough pill for you to swallow, okay? And that's kind of why you're going back and forth about this with yourself. And I do think that this person changed your life. You know, I think that they showed you a different way to live. I think they showed you a different side of the world. I think they showed you not only like a different point of view, but just how life could be. And I'm thinking like you could have it so much better and stuff like that. And all of the things that like vanity says that we should have and stuff like that, I feel like this person contributed that to your life in some way. And you know, that may not ring true for everybody who's watching this, but that's just kind of the feeling that I get. And sometimes you have to realize that those kinds of things are not like the be all end all of what's important in life, and that how you treat people is actually a lot more important. Okay. What else is there here? All right. I want to do my singing bowl for you guys. So we're going to do just a quick little noise cleanse. Hopefully that can help you guys quiet the mind. You can get into the forest. Oh my God, I didn't even notice this. So like in this card here, it's like this person is like meditating in a forest. There's lots of forest imagery. So you might want to actually like go out into nature. I don't know if you're like a hiking type of person. You might even just want to go on a walk or something. It could help you clear your mind. But there's a lot of like forest imagery going on here and description. So that could be important for you. All right, guys. I think I'm going to leave this reading here. Thank you for spending some time with me today. I guess I'll go ahead and call out the numbers that I see because I'm feeling called to do that. We've got 444 here, 44 here, 13. This is 74, number 69, 18, number 2, 38. Okay, I think that's it. All right. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hey there, Pile 4. Welcome to your reading. I hope that you guys are having a good day so far. I just had to, this might be TMI, I had to like burp really bad, but I was having a hard time coming out, but it finally did. And I only tell you guys that because I felt like this message, I don't want to say it might be hard for you guys to hear. I don't know that that's the case. I have no indication of that, but it might be some sort of like struggle, okay? Just wanted to preface that. We're not going to get into the tarot quite yet. Of course, we are going to do our identifiers first, and then I did pre-pull some oracle cards for us just to get some context. So let's go ahead and get our identifiers out. I have not been getting a lot of identifiers for most of the piles today. I think we've capped out like around 15. That might even be, that's a generous estimate. It really might only be like 10. I don't know. And I'm going to be using my little pen to do this, which broke in pile 2. I don't know why, what happened, but okay. Anyway, Spirit, who's in pile 4? Who are my pile 4 people who chose the Ethereal Visions Tarot? This question is messages from your guides. Who are my pile 4 people? Who are the people in pile 4, Spirit? While I'm doing this, go ahead and hit the like button on this video, and don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can be more connected. Who are pile 4 people, Spirit? Who needs to hear this message from their guides? Pile 4. Anybody else in pile 4? Anybody else in pile 4? Okay. All right. See, I told you, kind of like a small pile. All right, we've got American Horror Story Season 1, Murder House. Meditation. All right, interesting. Okay, so the way that these are supposed to work is that at least one of these should be relevant to you in some way. Relevant to you in the past, relevant to you now. They also could be something that like recently came up in passing, like in the last few days. Maybe you heard somebody talking about American Horror Story Season 1, Murder House, or something like that, right? Or maybe you recently decided to start taking up meditation, or meditation could be a serious practice that you do all the time, right? Or you could have just been talking about meditation with somebody. You could have been planning to meditate later. Any of those types of things. Matthew McConaughey. So like maybe you're a big fan of his and you like all of his movies, or maybe you just watched a movie with him in it yesterday or whatever. Maybe you saw him in an ad earlier today while you were scrolling online or something like that. It could be anything like that. Taste by Tyga featuring Offset. That's a song. So maybe you like heard that song recently, or you might really love that song. John Wick. So that would be John Wick movies 1 through 4. They're also coming out with like a series on HBO or Peacock or something called The Continental. Casino by Houndmouth. That's also a song. Deals in my bootlegs. Crush by Jennifer Page. Another song. So got a lot of music here today. Summertime in Paris by Jaden and Willow Smith. Another song. So yeah, you might be really into music. You might be very musical. What is this? Lemon Breland from Heart of Dixie. That's a character. Heart of Dixie is a TV show starring Rachel Bilson. This character is played by Jamie King. Hey Arnold. That's a vintage vintage Nickelodeon cartoon. I don't know why I said Nickelodeon. That's funny. It makes me think of ticks and also tickling. So those two things might somehow be significant to you. Roller coaster. Maybe you really like roller coasters. You might have like plans to go to an amusement park. You might have like been to an amusement park recently. Usman. So that is just a name, but it's also a person from 90 Day Fiancé. My 90 Day Fiancé hive, stand up. If you know, you know. What's this? Sex and the City. All right. Iconic TV show starring Sarah Jessica Parker. I was about to say Jera. Sarah Jessica Parker. I'm like tongue-tied for some reason. I was saying that this might be like a struggle to get out. I don't really know what's going on, but I feel like tongue-tied. Honey by Kuka. The Medicine remix. That's a song. Sexy Villain by Remy Wolf. That's another song. That's a good one. Sexy Villain. All right. And then she mentions like Robert De Niro in there, except she calls him Bob De Niro. Real Love by Mary J. Blige. Yeah, you guys have more music than I think any of the other piles. So very musical. Bracelet, interesting. And as soon as I opened that, it made me think of like an ankle bracelet, except I wasn't thinking about it being on your ankle. I just thought like house arrest bracelet. but I think that would typically be an ankle bracelet. It wouldn't be like on your arm. So yeah, I don't know what that's about. I don't know why I thought about that, but just any kind of bracelet, I guess. But house arrest bracelet did come to mind for that. So, oh, I also wanted to say before I put these away that summertime in Paris, you might have like actually recently gone to Paris. It doesn't have to be specifically having heard this song. So, okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put these in my tarot journal, you guys, and we will be right back. All right, let's get into our oracle cards to help give us some insight into the situation. Spirit, what does Pile 4 need to hear from their guides? What's the message for Pile 4 from their guides? We got Her Eye Ever Open, number 37, Goddess Terra and Tibetan Quartz. Crystal Goddess is 888. So 888 could be something you've seen recently. The name Terra could also be significant to you somehow. Interesting Tibetan Quartz. Let's keep going. We've got intuition. Ooh. Her Eye Ever Open. This is some like third eye energy going on here, okay? So you could have some like really strong psychic powers yourself. You could have like really powerful intuition. This could just be a message to you guys to like listen to your intuition more. But yes, Her Eye Ever Open. Meditation. I want you to see about meditating on your third eye, okay? We got creativity here. Ooh, I did say there was a lot of music in the identifiers. If you guys didn't watch the identifiers part, we had several songs come out, more than any other pile. So this may be like you could be clairaudient. You could hear messages through music often. You could just hear messages just in general out in the world. We have here a lens to see this through. The riddle. Ooh, that's a fun lens because it's like, it's a mystery. It's a joke. It's all of those things. And it's like, you never really know if you're going to be able to figure it out. And we have all these hands here. I'm being drawn to this one specifically showing, this looks like a 3, but I also know like in sign language, that is a different number. I don't think it's a 3. I think it's like maybe it's a 6. I don't know. Let me see if I can look that up real quick. Okay, yes, I was right. This is the sign for the number 6. And then as soon as I said like 3-6, now I'm thinking about Get Low 369 by Lil Jon. 369 is not part of the title. They just say that. 369. Dang, she fine. Okay. Anyway, sock it to me one more time. Get low. All right. La Vecchia Signoras. This is the old lady. So you're giving me witchy energy right now, for sure. Witchy energy, and also like this old lady who's like giving kids riddles and stuff like that. Like, riddle me this, chappie. I don't know. What do old ladies say? I need to get my creativity up. Riddle me this, Sonny. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, you're giving witch energy right now. What else do we have? We've got karma. Ooh, interesting. So what goes around comes around. I definitely feel like you're the type of person who sees certain things happen, or like you hear certain things happen if you're clairaudient, and you're just like, you know, what goes around comes around. Like, this person is going to get it. They're going to get what they deserve, okay? Even if it takes until they're old and gray, they're going to get what they deserve. And I think that you, right now, Madonna's, what is that song? Life is a mystery. Everyone must stand alone. I hear you call my name, and it feels like home. Whatever that song is, I don't remember what it's called, but I feel like that first part, like life being a mystery, you really take that to heart, okay? And I think it's like the Lord works in mysterious ways, and it's like you don't know how, when, or where, but you know this person's gonna get their karma, okay? You just have to sit back and watch it unfold. What do we have here? This is a message from the you guys. I don't know. I do not know why it is such a struggle for me to remember words right now. But for some reason it is. I have no idea. I mentioned at the beginning of the reading, if you guys didn't watch the identifiers part, I was saying like I just had this intuitive hit that there was going to be like, it was going to be a struggle to get this message out. And I'm tripping over my words and my thoughts right now. This is a card from the We're Not Really Strangers deck. And I picked level 2 connections since we're connecting with your guides, which we have. What is the most unexplainable thing that has ever happened to you? Yes, that's like literally so on point. I'm saying you don't know where, you don't know when, but you know karma's coming for their ass. And then also with the riddle is like unexplainable, right? That's the whole point of it. It's like it folds in on itself. It's unexplainable. That's why it's a riddle. You have to think really, really hard to try and like untangle all the threads to try and find the answer. And I do want you to actually like think about this. What's the most unexplainable thing that's ever happened to you? But this pile is not like the other piles. The other piles were all like, this was a direct question that they really needed to answer. I don't feel like you really need to answer this question. I feel like this is just to reiterate the idea that like life is a mystery, okay? And you understand that, you get that. And if you don't get that, your guides are trying to make you get that, okay? There's so many things that you're never gonna understand about life that you just need to keep your eyes open, keep your third eye open, and like be open to the mysteries of the universe, okay? Because you're gonna see so many of them, especially by the time you get to be old. You're gonna see so many of them, and at the end of the day, like these two figures are both like leaping. They're like jumping with joy. You see the one that's like inside the door here? There's like leaping for joy, and then this one here, leaping for joy. And I think that that's kind of the point, is like you need to have fun and find the joyful parts of life while you have the time. Because one day we are going to be old. One day we are going to be old and we won't be able to leap around for joy like that anymore. You guys actually got 2 vampire cards, which no other group, I don't think, got 2 vampire cards. So I'm going to go ahead and put these here like this. And then let's get this started. We got religion. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Canon, rules, commandments. And it's interesting we have religion and karma next to each other. Yeah, let's continue. Primal in the reverse, connecting deep within, sacred dance, instinct. Here we go, instinct again. So I think that you may be going against your instincts for more conventional ways of thinking, and your guides really want you to open your third eye and pay closer attention to your intuition. They want you to get more creative with your beliefs and your practices, because there are some things in this world that literally just cannot be explained, okay? And so you have to move away from like a rigid way of thinking, and you need to unlock, because it's like it's keeping this primal part of you like locked down, and you have to release the primal part, okay? That's what I'm getting for you, is release this primal aspect of yourself. I actually want to read the book on that one. I'm going to read the book on all of these. Not all of these, but I'm going to read the book on this one too. Her Eye Ever Open. Let's find out what that one has to say. Life is a mystery. Everyone must stand alone. I feel you call my name, and it feels like home. All right. For this one here, Her Eye Ever Open, we bring you the empowerment of Her Eye Ever Open. The divine protection around you is absolute and complete. Your simple request for the Universal Mother to watch out for you and to protect what has meaning for you allows you to live your life, do your work, and know the most powerful one is caring for your well-being on all levels. You can trust, be free from worry, and remain open to the world with joy in your heart. This is making me think that this is like a message from a very specific guide, okay? This could be from like a grandmother, a great-grandmother, a woman who on, or somebody like on your maternal side, but could be like a woman in your ancestral line who is really, really looking out for you, okay? And I think that maybe they were religious themselves, and maybe they had a little bit of repression going on here, and this could be like them telling you that maybe they made a mistake. Maybe that you have more freedom than they did, and you should exercise it. Especially if this is, you know, a specific guide who lived in a day when women had less options, fewer options, and were not as able to do things on their own. This may be like a way of saying, like, you have much more freedom than I was ever afforded, and you need to like let loose a little bit, okay? Let's see what else is going on here. Okay. As you grow spiritually, so here with this religion card here, the reach of your light increases. You become increasingly open and visible to more souls. You become as a shining spiritual sun bringing light to the earth. Do you notice that people have different reactions to the sun? Some worship, others respect, and some fear. These reactions are about the belief systems and consciousness of the people, not about the nature of the sun itself. The sun is exactly the same whether it is recognized for its health-giving properties or for being destructive to health. The sun is powerful, and it continues to shine and simply be what it is, unaffected by the reactions of those to its light. So that is making me think that, especially if your family is really religious, or if you grew up in like a religious environment, that you need to find out what your religion or what your spirituality means to you, for you. Because for some people it can be very restrictive, but for other people it can be very freeing. Okay, so you need to take some time to think about what it is that you believe and how you want to interact with religion and how it goes along with who you are at your core, but also your most primal self, your most animalistic self too. And oftentimes religions do want to kind of shut down any sort of, I don't even want to, the first word that came to mind was sexy, but that's not like the word that I'm even trying to access right now. It's more of the side of us that makes us in touch with our bodies. And that doesn't even have to be in a sexual way. I think I brought up ASL earlier because that is a way of communicating with your body. And so this idea of like body language, this idea of bodily expression, religion can often put a damper on that. Especially if you even just compare these two cards, like completely covered up, right? Versus showing a lot more skin. And this is like more, I don't want to say more vulnerable, but just more open. And I feel like your guides, or even this just one specific guide, is like telling you that it's okay to be more open. You need to figure out how you want to deal with your religious background if you have one. Okay, if you don't have one and maybe you're getting into religion or spirituality, you need to be able to figure out how you want to, like, how does it work for you? Okay. As you learn to support your open and loving nature with strong boundaries and self-respect, the Universal Mother, Tara, with her eye ever open, will also watch out for you. As you expand your light, she will create a field of fierce compassion and protective grace around you. So this guide really wants you to know, like, they're there for you. Like, they got your back. They're there for you. They're there to protect you no matter what. So you have a really strong guide in your corner, and that's beautiful. That's beautiful. All right, I do want to read, we're going to read this one, the Karma one here. I keep just wanting to sing that Madonna song. I don't know why. And I can't even remember what it's called. Life is a... Okay, let's see. Number 23. All right, this says, positive karma, the sum of one's actions. You have done a lot of good on this planet, and the universe is rewarding you in her favors. Life feels a little easier, a little more colorful, a little more beautiful. You're walking on the path toward your dharma, which creates the greatest karma one can experience. By saying yes to the purpose of your soul, you are saying yes to the greater power of the universe. Continue devoting your life to the service of spirit, and life will continue to unfold its wonders. Okay, and I'm also noticing here in this card, like this eye right here has these like gems coming down from it that kind of almost look like tears, but they're not tears. And so it's like turning pain into lessons, okay? Whether that's your pain or the pain of people who have come before you. turning pain into lessons. All right, let's see what we have here. I want to read Primal in the reverse. I want to see what that's about. All right. You may feel self-conscious when moving or dancing and feel as though you are observing yourself from the outside in, watching and judging yourself. Time to let this go and feel the music in your body, okay? So if you are experiencing any like bodily changes, or if you're experiencing any sort of like self-consciousness as far as your movement or your body, this guide or these guides are here to tell you that you can let that go. And I was saying, like, jumping for joy, moving freely, dancing freely, like, you are free to do that, and it's okay. And I am really just getting this idea of like having more freedom available to you than anybody in your ancestral line ever has had before, male or female, non-binary, has ever had before. And they really want you to do something with that, okay? And I know that it may be hard to figure out, like, okay, well, what do I do with it? What do I do with it? But that Madonna song keeps coming up. Life is a mystery. Everyone must stand alone. Okay, so you got to figure it out for yourself. But they're here to back you and to protect you. They're fiercely protective about you. They don't play. It's like this grandma being like, I don't play about my baby. Okay. What else? All right, I think it's time for us to get into the tarot. Let's see. We got the Ethereal Visions Tarot here. Spirit, what are the messages for pile 4? What are the messages for pile 4, Spirit? Oh, okay. I only take the cards that come out face up, so say it with your chest. What are the messages for pile 4? Messages from their guides. Pile 4, messages from their guides. Pile 4. Don't be shy, guys. Thank you. Ace of Wands, that's it. Move with passion. Go for it. That is the main message here. Go for it. Whatever it is, go for it. You're protected. We love that. What's the most unexplainable thing that's ever happened to you? That's such a fun question, because it's just like, just go for it. I'm also thinking about like UFOs. I'm thinking about X-Files, which I've never seen. The Star here in reverse. And this is making me think of like, you don't want to get old and feel like you regret things. Okay? This is like not a feeling of hopelessness. It could be read that way, but I'm not getting it that way. I'm getting it like you want to avoid that. I'm getting this idea of nothing is too far outside of your reach. Okay? Even if you might think that it is, it's not. Nothing's too far outside your reach. Okay? We just got these several cards that came out. Okay. What is this? This is my first time using this deck. I'm liking it. Okay. We have the Nine of Wands. We've got the King of Swords. Nine of Wands is like being dedicated to a cause. You're on for the cause. And that, I think, is the attitude that your guides have towards you. Like, they're down for the cause. They're down to protect you no matter what, okay? King of Swords is like a man with a plan, okay? He knows where he's going. He knows where he's been. He has done all the research needed to do, okay? And he has the... he's adept at whatever it is that he's doing. We have Three of Pentacles here, and then we have the Artist, which is a card that is like not, it's in this deck, it's part of the Major Arcana, but it's not a traditional card. And I think that this may be telling you, like, if you want to be an artist, go be an artist. But you have to work at it, and you have to have a plan. You have to have clarity, okay? Creativity did come out. I mentioned that the slips had a lot of music in them. So if you want to be an artist, like, babe, go be an artist. It's okay. That's what your guides are telling you. Like, it's okay. Go ahead and do it. And use your vision. Use your whatever it is that you have. Your special talents to share with the world the way that you experience the world, the way you see the world, the way you hear the world, the way you feel the world. They really are trying to tell you, like, put in the work to express yourself, okay? And they're here to collaborate with you. I don't think this is not, normally the Three of Pentacles might be like about finding collaborators and people to work with, but I said earlier, everyone must stand alone. But they're telling you, your guides are telling you, like, we'll work with you. We're here to work with you. Pursue what you want to pursue. Make yourself vulnerable and known. And I keep saying vulnerable, but like that is not super coming through. I just keep saying that. It's this idea of like open, being open, okay? Psychically and with the world to put out the art that you want to put out. They're saying go for it. I love how supportive they are of you guys. And I think that's so cute. I'm going to move this over here so that we can just like have some ideas together. I'm curious about this card here with the what's the most unexplainable thing that's ever happened to you, because the way it goes with the riddle and the old lady, I just keep imagining like this old lady thinking back on her life and being like, that was weird. Thinking about like weird stuff that happened to her and being like, that was strange. You know? I feel like you're gonna have so many fun and cool memories when you're older. And don't you want to have a lot of fun and cool memories when you're older? Yeah, probably. So like, don't let other people's belief systems hold you back, okay? From doing that, from being yourself, from putting out into the world or doing with your life what you want to do. Okay? I'm going to look up that Madonna song because I need to know what song that is. It's Like a Prayer by Madonna. So yeah. For some reason I just keep thinking about like the X-Files. Maybe something like sci-fi. I don't know. There's something, okay. So I'm getting here, the King of Swords. I think the King of Swords is not the type of person to believe in things without proof, without hard proof, without the facts, okay? And I think that you might have that kind of energy, okay? And if that's the case, then sure, go ahead, you know, you get things done. Science, we love science. But your guides, I think, are also encouraging you to let your imagination wander, okay? With the intuition, let your intuition take hold, okay? Sometimes we intuit things without having proof for them, all right? And sometimes you need to let that intuition guide you, especially in whatever creative endeavors that you have. Okay, we can't just like live within these strict confines our whole lives. And that's why they want you to think about what's the most unexplainable thing that's ever happened to you, because the King of Swords is like, there's got to be an explanation for this. There has to be one. But then he's going to end up being old, sitting in his chair, pondering this very question. Like, how did that work? It's like when a magician does a trick and the audience members can't figure out how the magician did it, and they're thinking about it for like the rest of their lives. How did they do that? Trying to figure it out, right? Some things are not meant to be figured out. That's why we have the riddle here. Some things are not meant to be figured out. Sometimes you're just supposed to like go for it for the fun of it. Sometimes things are just supposed to be fun. Sometimes you just need to listen to your intuition, okay? Sometimes there is no solution, or the solution is something that you won't come to for a very long time. I find it interesting that we have the King of Swords here and this old lady, because the King of Swords is the oldest king in the deck. So there's something here about like old age, okay? Something here about old age that is I want to say like you don't want to die on a soapbox, okay? on a soapbox of like hard facts and religion. Okay? Because there could be something that happens to you that there's literally no explanation for, and it could be the best thing to ever happen to you, but you pass it by because you were waiting for the proof. Okay? And I don't know if that is happening to you now, if it's already happened to you, or if it's going to happen to you in the future. But sometimes you have to go with your instincts. Okay? Don't be afraid of your instincts. Go for it. Take action. Grab a hold. Not telling you do something reckless, but definitely have some fun, okay? Take a risk or two if you are feeling called to do that. Sometimes, especially if you can do it safely, right? Sometimes that's the fun of life. If you're intuitively thinking that this risk is going to be rewarding for you, you have protection, okay? That's not me telling you like go jump off a bridge. That's not what's happening here. That's not what's happening here. We're talking about creativity and fun, okay? Awareness, intuition, instincts. This is making me think of like if somebody tells you that they were like abducted by aliens and you're like, nah, never, couldn't have happened, absolutely not, blah, 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 blah. And then like when you're old, you come to find out that people actually have been getting abducted by aliens the whole time. And I'm not saying that I believe that, I'm just using that as like an example, and it just made me laugh. But it's like, it's just, you know, life is a mystery. And some things are silly, some things are fun, and sometimes you just have to let silly things be silly and fun things be fun. And maybe they serve no other purpose than to be silly and to be fun. And sometimes you have to just be open to that. Because this is like so serious. This is like the most serious energy here. Nine of Wands, King of Swords. This is so serious. And it's okay to be serious about your art and to want to learn and be serious about your work. But I think this idea of living without regrets is good. Yeah. All right, pile 4. I'm going to go ahead and leave your reading there for you. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Don't take things too seriously, you know. Life is meant to be lived, and it's meant to be enjoyed. And yes, there are hard times, there are tough times, but you will get through them. And just go ahead and tap into your intuition and your creativity a little bit more, you know. Try not to be so restricted. All right, pile 4, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Bye.